Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Rapology. It's your favorite rapper's favorite podcast. I'm your boy, Maurice.
This your girl, DJ Star City.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is episode number 25. We greatly appreciate the support. On today's episode, we come to you guys and talk about the Grammy nominations that was released this past week in the rap category, of course. That's pretty much what we're talking about. So we got two bangers a day that we want to discuss out of that category. We want to talk about Kendrick Lamar's GNX versus the Clips and Let God Sort Them Out. So we want to talk about which album do you think deserves to win the Grammy, and which album do you think is the best album out of these two? And before I go with that, to be fair, it's other albums in the category. It's 5 albums in the category, but I think it's gonna come down to these 2 albums. I know Glorilla is in the category with her album Glorious. JID is in the category with his album God Does Like Ugly, and Tyler the Creator is in the category as well with Chromocopia, I think Chromocopia,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to show love to them as well. But I think it's gonna come down to these 2 albums. So, Sai, which album do you think deserves to win the Grammy? Which album you think will win the Grammy, and which album do you think is the best?
I think it's so interesting that these are the only 2 rap albums that are in the running for like album of the year. Other than Tyler Creator is also in the running for like just overall album of the year. So that I think that speaks to like the strength of both of these albums. I had to go back to remember like when was GNX released, because I feel like we've been riding the wave of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake hate train for like almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
So it feels a little like it's a little long and drawn out. But looking at the nomination schedule and how the Grammys determine eligibility for next year, is albums that were released between August of 2024 and August of 2025. So literally both GNX and like also Mount like pretty much just made the list. Or made the cut for nominations. But I will say both very strong albums. I think a hot take, GNX had the most, I will say GNX had the most cultural impact, to be fair, because of the Drake beef and like all the things. And it was definitely a Cali album. Like, but for my taste, I'm going to obviously say Let God Sort Them Out. I think a lot of people listening to our podcast are going to say Let God Sort Them Out, because it just really is like the purest of hip hop album there is. It was long anticipated. Like we waited how many years for No Mouse to come back? Listen, and hasn't skipped a beat. Lyrically top tier, production top tier, for real, did his thing on that one. So I'm personally gonna go with Let God Sort Them Out, but because I know that this is the Grammys and this is almost like a popularity contest, I might have to say GNX might win the category to play Devil's Advocate, but who deserves it? I'm gonna go with Let God Sort Them Out for sure.
Let God Sort Them Out. Okay, and I kind of agree with you. I'm piggyback on what you just said. Who I think deserved to win, of course, I'm gonna go with. I like Let God Sort Them Out better. Both albums are incredible. Both albums are like top tier, bangers. To me personally, I think both albums have 0 skips. I play both albums all the way through, and I haven't done that with an album, and God knows when, that you can just let it play. But I think, who I think is going to win, I'm with you on that. I think Kendrick Lamar and GNX is going to win rap album.
I would be shocked.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if Kendrick Lamar loses in this category. And basically all what you said, basically riding high off the Drake beef and all that stuff. And he coming with GNX. It was a surprise album at that time, if you remember last year. Nobody knew it was coming. He dropped it. He had some bangers on there, got #1 song on there as well with SZA, with Luther. And the
album is fine.
Album is fine. It's a banger album. So I think GNX will win because, it has like you said, the cultural impact, but the Clips, like you said, what they came back and did after 16 years, define like the ageism in hip hop. Because a lot of people say once you get a certain age, you shouldn't be rapping no more. And what Malice and Pusha T and Pharrell put out this past summer was amazing. So yeah, I think GNX will win. I kind of 99% sure that GNX will win, but I think Let God Sort Them Out deserves it.
It's a better album, right? Like it's a better overall just body of work I think GNX, but not to take anything away from GNX, because the thing about that makes GNX so special, I think, is the fact that it really embodies the sound of the West Coast. It has fire samples in it, right? Like you got the Luther sample, you got
Yeah.
like some of the other popular 90s samples in there, but it embodies like this West Coast theme that Kendrick Lamar has had his entire career. And I think it's authentic. It's not like Kendrick was doing anything. It's like it's on par with his music and his sound. Like he kept it real to who he is. So not to take anything away from GNX. I think I was just a little like over it because again of the Drake beef and like how it kind of spun off that and everybody just focused on that aspect of the album. But I was able to see a lot or listen to a lot more into GNX than just that.
Yeah.
But I mean, but Let God Sort Him Out also has like, I think Kendrick's verse on Let God Sort Him Out was probably better than all the verses he put in GNX.
That's
Not gonna lie.
that's true. I forgot about.
But yeah, yes, like, listen, like, I think even Tyler the Creator, like the verses on Let God Sort Him Out made everybody rap top tier. I mean, honestly, like,
That.
POV, Chains and Whips, that joint, every time I hear it, like with Kendrick, his verse is honestly one of my favorites from that album. Like Chains and Whips is one of my favorite joints from Like I'll Sort Them Out. And but yeah, I think the Grammys love Kendrick.
Oh yeah, they
So
love Kendrick. You know, they love. That's one thing Kendrick did. I mean, that's one thing Drake did say that it did hold true. If you remember what he said in Family Matters, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody hand him a Grammy right now. It was a funny line, but it does hold true. Kendrick is a Grammy darling. They love Kendrick. I think it's kind of making up because if you remember when he was first up for a Grammy, they let Macklemore beat him for which is one of the most craziest things to ever happen. The craziest also like Macklemore beat Good Kid, Mad City. Like, come on, man. So ever since then, I guess the Grammys like, hey man, you know, we owe you one. So, you know, he's been winning ever since then, and I don't think it's gonna slow down. Now, I think he's got the most nominations this year with 9, and they are also nominated together. Speaking of Chains and Whips, with the Clips for best rap performance, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the category. I think they're gonna win in that category. So either way, the Clips is walking away with something because they got Kendrick on the song, and I think they're gonna win with that song.
Yeah, yeah. And that's again one of my favorite joints, one of my favorite tracks, and verses from Kendrick Lamar, you know, probably in the last year or whatever year that the Grammys are considering for nominations. But I also want to talk about how Clips made history, right? With like Let God Sort Him Out, being the first rap group to perform at the Vatican, like crazy. So when I talk about impact, I mean, culturally, I think Kendrick Lamar was more popular, but I mean, Let God Sort Him Out, what the Clips has done with like, you know, just outside of the US and like Paris Fashion Week and like just bringing art back to, you know, hip hop again, like true art, true, you know, culturally important topics, historical moments, which are things that I think has been missing. Like I said, for me, hands down, Let God Sort Him Out was like, for me, album of the year.
Yeah, to me.
I would be shocked if the Grammys gave it to them though. But you never know what you know, Clips has arrived into this place of now they're getting their flowers. And people on a Grammy board might agree. But to your point, they walking away with something. I would hate for it to be on the backs of Kendrick, but they walking away
with something, which is good because they deserve it. They deserve it. Even although you might say they won, if they win in that category with Chains and Whips, it's because of Kendrick. It doesn't matter. They're gonna take it. They still walking away with something because I'm sure they're gonna win in that category. And don't forget about the rollout that they had, man, for Let God Sort Them Out. That should win something within itself. Like that was just amazing
campaigning.
Yeah, true campaign. Those guys were doing TV, radio, podcast,
everything.
Everything, man.
Yes. I also love how, for me, again, the visual aspect that, you know, the Clips have brought to the Grammy nomination this year, being nominated for Best Music Video was not so be it. Like, for me, that just indicates that, like, you know, people on the Grammy board, maybe they get it now. You know, like, as for a long time, hip hop is community, we have, you know, criticized for Grammys for not really being in tune. Like, they don't really get what's really happening, you know, on the streets. But you know, it seems like they got at least the nominations right.
They got it right.
For a Grammy, for sure. I do wish Pharrell would have gotten some nominations for Best Producer, but you know, that's you know, that's okay.
He should get some recognition, him and the Alchemist for this
sure.
year, 2025.
Yes.
And the only thing I would disagree when we talk about far as like the Grammys getting it right, Alfredo 2 didn't get a nomination. Like, how y'all gonna
You
do
think
Freddie?
that Alfredo 2 deserves
I think they
a
deserve,
nomination?
yeah, I think they deserve a nomination.
No.
You don't think so? I think
Nah.
Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs, and my man, the Alchemist, they deserve something. You don't think so? That's one of the better albums of the year. You don't think they deserve nothing for it? They could at least give him some kind of recognition. That's
Are you giving like I'm listening to Larry June project before I'm listening to Alfredo too. I'm just keeping a buck.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, okay.
Larry wasn't, he didn't get it.
I know, right? I was surprised to see Glorilla in the category. Holding
Why
it down
would
for
you
the
though?
ladies.
She's one of the most popular.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
To be fair, like almost at least 5 of the records that was on her album are currently still being played on radio.
True. That is true.
And we gotta admit, like it's still the Grammys, right? Like it still is a popularity contest.
It is.
To a point. Now, I would be upset though if Glorilla wins. Now that's a hot topic. Like
Now,
if
that would
Glorilla
be
walks away with that.
That would be an upset, right? And now, like I said, we could be wrong. GNX or Let God Sort Them Out could lose. It could be, Glorilla could win this category. G could win or Tyler the Creator. But like I said, if I had to place my money on it, I think it's gonna come down to these two, and G and Kendrick is gonna win, edge him out. Yeah. But I guess my next question would be, which album do you think is the best? We kind of already touched on it, but
yeah. I think we all know who the best is.
Which one you think?
Yeah, I do want to give GNX its flowers because the production was phenomenal. Like Soundwave and Jack, shout out to them, Soundwave and Jack Antonoff, who worked on the project along with like DJ Mustard. Like, that's Cali all the way.
Yeah.
You just think about, again, when I talk about cultural relevance, how every song on GNX was on the radio. Almost every song, just about. Yeah. And it's full of club bangers like Squabble Up, TV Off. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those records were being played for months at a time. So much so that I was like, I'm tired of hearing it. And I actually really like the album. I just don't like the context in which I think, the album was released, right? Like it still was around the time we had the Super Bowl fiasco with Wayne and that kind of,
that's true.
The context was all around beef for me. And it's like, that's cool. But again, like Kendrick deserves more than just recognition for him being a part of like these, media beefs or whatever the case may be. So I don't know.
I agree with you.
I really do like GNX now that it's like, I'm listening to it after the fact, like a year and some change later. It's like, okay, it was actually a really good body of work aside from all the external conversations really about it.
Yeah, it really is. Kendrick had a big year. He's currently on tour. I think he's about to wrap up the GNX tour. Big year. But to answer
the GNX tour itself was insane.
It's insane. It's insane. But to me, it's a tough one. I love both albums, like I mentioned. But if I had to go with one, I might, if I say which one's better, I'm gonna go with Let God Sort Them Out. I think it's a more cohesive. I think it's better in a way. I think the features on Let God Sort Them Out edges it over GNX. GNX kind of has some, because Kendrick was giving some, giving a chance to some of the up and coming West Coast artists on there. Whereas Let God Sort Them Out had a bunch of established artists on there, like with Nas and of course Kendrick, himself, the Creator and stuff. So that right there. I love both albums. They around about the same time and length. I think GNX had 12 songs. Let God Sort Them Out has 13. So they kind of like similar, with thing. But if I had to go, I think Let God Sort Them Out is better just by a little bit for me. Both of them.
I agree. I mean, if you're looking at numbers, GNX is going to take the win. If you're looking at popularity, if you're looking at, sales, you're looking at, media hype, and so forth. Kendrick did Super Bowl, during this year, which I do think that the Grammys take all of that into consideration.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's why we always have these upsets.
But
Let God Sort Them Out, it's like, it's pure hip hop. It's mature rap, right? Like it's art.
Yeah,
and you gotta listen to like Let God Sort Them Out years and years from now. As I do think you will with GNX, but
I agree. Both, like I said, both of these albums are amazing. Like you said, clips showed the maturity, and they still, of course, had a coke drug dealer rap in there, but they also had that mature content. They had the song to start off the album about their parents. Birds Don't Sing. I think that's also nominated for a Grammy as well. And then GNX starts the album off with Whacked Out Murals. Like, both of these albums are dope, like amazing projects.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with either. And I like the Heart Part 6, GNX, with the SWV sample.
Yeah, that's what
That
I'm
was
saying.
incredible. Like, I still play both of these albums in heavy rotation. To me, in the last 24 months, these are the best two mainstream hip hop albums, in my opinion. 1A, 1B. Depends on what you like,
Yeah.
I feel like these two, like, these are the standard. Depends on who you mainstream. I know it's a lot of, you could throw.
Did you say that JID nominated as well?
Yeah,
Is he in that list? I think you said, JID album was great too.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not gonna lie. And I think the Grammy board likes Jid too. I think they rock with him too. So I'm interested to see who they will give it to. But I agree that,
We know who they
the strong contenders are definitely.
We know who they gonna get. I mean, we it's good for conversation, but we already know. They probably already notified Kendrick, like, you got this. You know. But like you said, maybe not. It could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I would be interested in seeing, like,
Yeah, because I'm assuming.
upset.
I'm assuming it could be upset. It could be Tyler. That was a big project as well. That came out like around the time GNX came out last year as well. And that was making some rounds. So people love Tyler Creator. So that could be the upset, and he could win.
Could be.
I wouldn't bet on it. Would you bet on it? Would you bet against? I'm not. That's like betting against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I'm not. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, that's a hard question. Like, would I put my parlay on GNX between, like, I don't know, because of how, like, the Clips was revered so much differently this year than it had been in the past.
Yeah,
like, I feel like the Clips had arrived in 2020 a way that we just hadn't seen them before. In their respect and in their position in hip hop and entertainment. I mean, it was a critically acclaimed album. Again, making history. Birds Don't Sing, going to the Vatican. Like, somebody's paying attention up top, right? Somebody's paying attention.
Finally, I'm glad.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Like I said, could be wrong. I'm making this. I'm assuming that these two is gonna. It could be Glorilla could win it for all we know.
Listen, Glorilla would be the biggest upset, which we could have a conversation if that does happen, of that category for sure, because she has been on a run.
Yeah, she's been doing her thing. She's not nominated in that category for nothing. So
no, not at all. I think Kendrick will come away. Okay, so here's my take. I think Kendrick was going to come away with some Grammys for sure, right? In like other areas, like Song of the Year, maybe Record of the Year, or something like that. Album of the Year, full body of work. I might give it to like Gospel, honestly, because again, like, things that people don't realize the Grammy actually does look at is like the production and the artistic storytelling of an album, which sometimes it pushes an artist above a little bit of an edge when it comes to popularity or in comparison to popularity. But Kendrick is gonna walk away with something. I just want the Clips to walk away.
Yeah, they deserve to win something for this album.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think they nominated 5 times, so they got 5 tries.
Yeah. And Kendrick is nominated, like you said, 9, right?
Yeah, 9. So I hope Clips win something. They deserve to win something for this body of work that they put out. And like I said, I know for sure that they're gonna win with Chains and Whips. I already know the Kendrick assist. Whether it be by default, they walking away with something. They never won a Grammy. They never won a Grammy before, so this will be their first Grammy win.
Exactly.
And I think they could possibly.
And that's why I think the Grammys might give it to them. Either it's gonna be like the best rap song, or it's gonna be album of the year.
You think so?
Yeah, they're gonna walk away with one of them.
I think. For sure. I think. So. What category? What song they have for best rap song?
The Birds Don't Sing. And I say the Birds Don't Sing begin because, like, they performed at the Vatican. So
I think if that's the category they're gonna win in, best rap song. And to be honest, it might be the best rap song of the year. Like you said, they performed at the Vatican. It's the content, the context of that song. I think they'll win the best rap song, if nothing else. So they might take. I think they take home 2 Grammys. I think they take it home 2.
Yeah.
They take it on the
Yeah.
with Kendrick, the Kendrick assist, and they take
I
it.
will be so happy.
I'll be
I will be
they
so
together.
happy.
You know,
I will
Push up
be
there and Malice up there, you know, on
yes.
stage, Pharrell, you know, Stephanie Grammy. I would love to see. We already seen Kendrick up there a million times. We already know he
Exactly,
was
exactly.
with something. But
And
I
I
would love
think that the Grammys have heard the feedback. I mean, they've heard the feedback, the criticism. I honestly think that they had the category right,
I think
in
so
a
too.
way. I mean, I would love to see Larry June, get his flowers, but I think he still got some time to grow, some more impact to make, and some more, I know you say also like Alfredo too. I don't personally think that deserves a Grammy
What think
nod,
so?
but
I
I
feel you're not
mean,
the
it's
biggest
a
fan
dope
of
project,
Alfredo too.
but
I feel you. I feel you.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to scout the list of albums that were released between August
Yeah,
24 to August 25 to like really give a take on like if it deserves to be up there. But it's not in my personal
I feel because
like
because if you
albums
put
per
it up
se.
there, who you taking out? Like you're not taking GNX out. You're definitely not taking, let God sort them out. You probably maybe take
No.
out Jid or Glorilla out, maybe, because you're not taking
And
Tyler
I'm
the
not, and I
Creator out.
wouldn't take out Jit. Yeah, and only thing I would take out is Glorilla because of, I mean, it's that's more like party rap. But there is a place for that
It's
though,
place.
right? In hip hop, like there's a place for club music, and I think Glorilla, mastered that. So, and Jid's album is lyrically and poetically just flawless. So,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that
yeah,
nomination
my
either.
nigga. And
Um,
he has the clips on his album too with Community, which I love that song.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, think about like all of these artists have cross-pollinated each other's albums
Noted.
outside of like, Glorilla. So easily they all win in that
Yeah.
particular category because, they're all in some way or another involved.
Right.
But
I could be wrong. I think if you win the album of the year, I think everybody featured on it wins too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be
yeah,
wrong with
I
that.
think they get like some like
Yeah.
participation prize or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like some
Something they get
certificate, Grammy
recognized or
certificate.
something.
Yeah.
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 But
So everybody wins in
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
category. But kind of also, but you know what's crazy? I'm a little sad that Doechii didn't get more nominations for Alligator by
Oh
Stonehill
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that was a really, really great rollout, a really great project. I'm kind of sad that she's not in place of Glorilla in some sense, but I understand why Glorilla is
That would
there.
have been interesting. I guess
Very interesting,
TDE made that phone call, like, don't put her in that same category
oof,
with Kendrick.
crazy.
We don't need that. We don't need that. That's a good point. I'm surprised she wasn't nominated.
She got some for anxiety. Like she got record of the year
Oh
for
yeah, yeah,
anxiety,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
think
yeah. That was a dope record.
song
I
of the
like that.
year. Yeah, and it's anxiety's everywhere, right? Like that record's playing in all the shopping malls. So and TV show, I think that's got a lot of commercial success as
Right.
well. But from a body of work perspective, like her rollout, her creative vision for that, I think definitely should have gotten more of a nomination for her project. But you know,
Yeah, we'll see.
she won some last year. She won New Artist last year around
Right.
performance. So she's gotten some.
Just recognition.
Yeah, she's definitely gotten some recognition. It's just
Yeah, but this year, like I said,
Glorilla was just on a. I also think a little bit payola for Glorilla. I'm not gonna lie.
oh,
I think
you know what
she
happened, man.
represents a little bit of the payola.
You know what
But
happened.
again, that's another conversation.
That's love.
We're gonna leave Glorilla out the conversation just in case she wins, and then we circle back to this, which
Right.
would be crazy if she won.
Nah, she
Um,
win. It's a long shot, but anything is possible.
yeah.
Anything is
Anything is possible with the Grammys.
so
Anything is
we
possible.
shall see, we shall
We
see.
shall see.
That's pretty much, our take on it. Like I said, I'm assuming that it's gonna come down to these two albums based off of, the momentum that they have and all that kind of stuff. So could be wrong, but yeah, you just let us know in the comment section which album you think deserves to win the Grammy, which album you think is best between GNX and Let God Sort Them Out, man. Shout out to Kendrick, shout out to the Clip, shout out to everybody, it's in the hip hop category. And before we wrap it up, you gotta give a special shout out to Outkast and Salt and Pepper was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes. Let's get some air horns for
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
legends.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit.
Yes. About time.
Yeah, about time. Legendary shit. About time. Outkast, Salt and Pepper, Spinderella, the DJ. She was the first female DJ to be inducted into the Rock and Roll.
Yes. One time for the lady DJ.
Yeah, one time.
I
Yeah,
gotta
and
put on
she
that.
had a nice speech about the lady DJs and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah.
so I watched it. So that was dope, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to hip hop. But yeah, let us
Yes.
know.
And if you haven't checked, and so to piggyback off that, Outkast have released the 25th anniversary of Stankonia. So if you have not revisited that project, please, definitely some new tracks on there. I think it was some unreleased joints that they added to it in the unreleased tracks. I think it's a couple of them. So check it out.
I got
Give Outkast their flowers. They deserve it all.
Deserve it, man.
All of it.
All right, with that being, don't forget, let us know in the comment section who you think deserved the win. It's all an opinion based. But that's our like I said, it's Rapology. I'm your boy Maurice.
This your girl DJ Star City.
We'll catch you guys on. Peace.
Peace.